YouTube, what's good? How y'all doing? It's your boy Big Ass Dreams, and we is back with another stream. As y'all can tell by the title, we gonna be digging into that Ti and 50 Cent beef from start to where we are now with the beef, man. The first thing we gonna dig into is a clip of Ti on the $1 million Worth of Game podcast with Gilly and Wallow, where he is explaining how this all started, what made him feel the way he feel, basically him speaking his piece with the situation. We gonna dig in here, and we got another video with Poetic Flako. The 50 Cent King and Ti beef has got 1,000% worse since the last update. I didn't even know that anything else had been said in reference to the beef. So we gonna start off here and we gonna carry on over to there. And we really gonna dissect everything that's going on and what's being said. Excuse me, bless me. But now we really gonna dissect everything that's going on and what's being said because I want to give my opinion on a few aspects of this situation. So without further ado, let me get this set up on my end. And we finna go ahead and start with this first clip of T.I. explaining what started everything.
It was really about celebrating each other's catalog. Me and this nigga talk back there, bro. This shit, I ain't just called a nigga out the blue. Yeah. Me and this nigga talk back there.
You talking about you were 50?
Yeah, man. We talk about this shit, man. This shit just come out of nowhere. Nigga, we were moving around in LA, man, selling some TV shows and shit while we were around each other, man. You know what I mean? I said, shit, what you think about that? Like, shit, you want to do that shit? I said, yeah. He was like, all right, cool. So shit. And I told him, I said, well, I'm gonna jump out there first, and then you just gonna jump out there and we'll line it up. And he said, all right. And when I jump out there, nigga act like he ain't know what the fuck was going on. Then that's what it was about. You know what I'm saying? Now, they about, oh, you playing? Okay, you gonna play. All right, cool. But how about fuck all of it? Fuck all of it. I don't even want you, man.
That's understandable.
Now I question your character. Any nigga gonna get and kick that kind of shit, then, you know, man, nigga just say you don't want to do it. All the other extra lame ass shit, man, this shit goofy.
So y'all talked
Feel
about
him on
it,
that.
you went out
Yeah,
there.
years ago. Years ago we spoke about
I
it.
think it'd be a great battle, though. I think,
Man, that shit ain't gonna happen. That shit ain't gonna happen, man. I don't want to stand on stage with him. I had no interest in standing on stage with that nigga. I don't respect it.
So basically, this beef with Ti.
Feel him on that because look at it like this. If y'all talked about it and now the time come where we finna execute the plan and you just back out on me without saying nothing, how you want me to feel about it? I definitely feel him on that. That's reasonable right there. I don't think that's nothing too crazy because I feel the same way. If I'm sitting up here and we done talked about something at one point and we said we was gonna do it at a certain time and I said I was gonna start it off and you just follow behind me. Now we actually starting to get to that time and I'm like, hey, you remember what we talked about? Let's go ahead and do it. And you leaving me hanging high and dry, then of course I'm gonna feel some type of way about that. 50 unfortunately is a troller that, don't know boundaries in a lot of situations, choosing to speak on Tiny, T.I.'s woman, and somebody's mother, you know what I'm saying? But this is one of them situations. If y'all gonna beef, if not doing the verses is the reason why y'all gonna beef, just keep it between y'all two. He overstepped the boundary, in my opinion, going and posting a picture of Tiny and saying what he said about Tiny. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't just talking about somebody's wife, you talking about somebody's mama too. You talking about somebody's mom too. So the simple fact that you even decided to take that step, you know what I'm saying? That speaks volume about your character as is. And I'm a fan of 50. I'm a fan of 50. Don't get me wrong. All the shows on Stars, I'm a fan of 50. I'm a fan of his music. I think T.I. got a great catalog, and I think 50 got a great catalog. I think them doing the verses would have been something great for the community. But T.I. said, oh, I got to the point we was finna start it. Bruh act like he didn't know what was going on. That's reasonable. Because if we talked about it at some point, why are you gonna sit up here and act like we never talked about it? And then once I make my piece, and he really didn't even say nothing crazy when he made his piece. You know what I'm saying? He basically just saying like that's what happened. And now I'm at a point where I don't see you the same. I question your character. Because if you didn't want to do it, you could have just said no. You could have just said no. It wouldn't have hurt my feelings. But you didn't overstep the boundary by going and talking about that man woman. If you just keep it between 50 and T.I., you know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all say whatever. But when you get to throwing family into it, you overstep a boundary when you do that. You overstep a big boundary.
And 50 all stemmed from T.I. just wanted to do a versus with him. Like Gilly the Kid said, it would have been a dope versus because T.I. has a dope ass catalog and then 50 has a dope ass catalog as well. I really feel like they would have had the crowd rocking, everybody would have been into it, and it would have went viral, to be honest with you. But for 50 to act weird with T.I. when T.I. just wanted a simple yes or no, you know, him acting iffy, not popping out on stage and stuff like that. That can make any grown man want to just fall back from you. You get what I'm saying? And then after T.I. spoke his piece on Gilly the Kid's $1 million worth of game podcast, you see 50 Cent, he goes and he start posting pictures about Tiny. And then, you know, T.I.'s son jumped out and, you know, defended his mother and spoke against 50 Cent as well. And you know, this just all been a bunch of back and forth and stuff. But 50 should have just left it between him and T.I. He didn't have to go and incorporate Tiny, incorporate her son and everything like that. Now you just being foul, bro. You really violated.
For real though. For real though. He should have left it between him and T.I. If that's where it started at, that's where you leave it at. People, and see, this the thing right here, bro. Just like when Drake and Kendrick and them was beefing not too long ago. You know, Kendrick said in one of his songs, if you don't tell lies by me, I won't tell truths about you. And you cross that boundary and you start throwing family into the music, now I gotta violate you. That's really how it's gotta be. And I'm not the biggest fan of what King said in reference to 50 Cent Mama, because I didn't even know 50 Cent Mama was deceased, to be honest. I didn't even know 50 Cent Mama was deceased. I'm not the biggest fan of him saying, oh, go dig up your mama and all that. I ain't a fan of that. I ain't a fan of that. I can't rock with that. Jada Burner, what's going on, my boy? But nah, I ain't a big fan of that. I can't rock with that. Uh Reason being is because she's deceased. And she ain't got nothing to do with this. I understand 50 Cent said something about Tiny, but in my humble opinion, if you're gonna crash out on the person who had something to say. Don't go trying to get back at him and say stuff about his mama because he said something about your mama. I understand that you can't gauge a reaction when you messing with people in the wrong way, but I think he just should have kept his remarks specifically directed at 50. Because when you speak on the deceased, you know what I'm saying, bro? That's a type of, you know what I'm saying, disrespect right there that I just don't think need to be put out into the universe, dog. That's a different type of disrespect, regardless to if 50 said something about your mama first or not. I don't think that it was the most appropriate thing for King to do to speak on his deceased mother in the manner that he did. I understand that you standing up for your mama and stand up for your mama by all means. But if I'm being honest, like if I had to say so in this situation with how he responded, if I could literally look King in his face right now and say how he should have responded, I would tell him, bro, you should have never even said anything about his mama. You keep everything directed at him. That's the problem right there. 50 Cent overstepped the boundary when he decided to talk about Tiny. You know what I'm saying? And King ruthless. He ain't really worried about how he said or what he's saying whenever he coming back at somebody. But it's a situation like this where you really gotta think about what you're saying. You gotta think about what you're saying in a situation like this because two wrongs don't make a right. Yeah, sure enough, he posted a picture of your mama. 50 said what he said. He was wrong for that. Yes, he's wrong for that. He overstepped the boundary. But his mama deceased, bro. His mama didn't have nothing to do with his decision to say what he said. So everything you had to say should have been directed at him. Tear him apart. Tear him apart, bro. Tear him apart. Don't sit up. Somebody said you never seen Get Rich or Die Trying, the movie. He shows how his mother. Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, I seen that. But wait, hold on. That show how his mama. I ain't even know that's how his mama had passed away. That was how his mama had got for real. I done seen that movie plenty of time. I did not know that. That's how. Wow. You see, whoever this is in my YouTube chat, y'all just taught me something new today. I did not know that, bro. As many times as I've seen Get Rich or Die Trying, I never knew that that's how his mama, you know what I'm saying? I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that. That's crazy. But still though, bro. Still though, to get back on topic, when we get to overstepping boundaries and beefs, that's what be messing everything up right there. He ain't do nothing wrong by defending his mama. Defend your mama to the very end, bro. Like any real man, like if somebody say something about your mama, do something to your mama, hey, defend them to the very end. But it's a cutoff line with certain things too when you standing up and you defending people. It's a cutoff line. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people to sit up here and be like, nah, when you cross that boundary, this goes or anything goes. It's a cutoff line with everything, if you ask me. Because when you get to getting your get back, sometimes you can take it way too far. And when you take it way too far, it'll be way worse than what they did to you. And a lot of times you cannot come back from that. Just being real. Just being real. Listen, bro. I respect King for standing up for his mama, bro. I always respect that because that means you got real love for your mama. I just don't rock with what he said about 50 Cent mama. You know, I don't even rock with the fact that he even decided to take it that far and said, oh, go and dig up your mama. You know what I'm saying? I can't rock with that because that's a type of disrespect that don't need to be put out into the universe, bro. Not at all. So now that we got that part out the way, we finna dig over here to the Poetic Flako. The 50 Cent King and T.I. beef has got 1,000% worse since the last update. So if it's a new update, y'all, we finna hear it right here.
This 50 Cent and T.I. beef has gotten a whole lot worse since our last update. It has taken a turn I don't think anybody was expecting because 50 is losing the beef. Like, yo,
TikTok,
50
appreciate the
with
likes.
a YN,
My boy Jay, appreciate the likes, bro.
In our last
Appreciate
update, we talked
that.
about how 50 Cent posted T.I.'s wife making fun of her looks. Now, this was a mistake, obviously, because this led to T.I.'s son hopping into the beef. And T.I.'s son has been more ruthless than I think anybody 50 Cent has ever beefed with. because immediately after 50 Cent posted this, in our last update, we talked about how, T.I.'s son, which is King Harris, he posted 50 Cent's mother's tombstone and began to diss her because 50 Cent dissed his mom, obviously.
Say something about my mama. Your mama dead as fuck. Your mama dead as fuck. Go dig her up. Go dig her up. Post a picture of your mama. Nigga, she dead.
Yeah, see, this is something that I just think is way too far. This is something that I personally think this is just way too far. He posted the picture of his mama headstone and he said, if yo BITCHASS and dig up your mama, like that's just something, bro. I can't get jiggy with that. If you keep everything that you got to say directed at 50, I can get jiggy with that because he crossed the line. I cannot get jiggy with this. I'm sorry. And TikTok, let me give y'all a little view too. Hold on. Because I know y'all can't see. Hold on. I can't get jiggy with that. He said, F yo BITCHASS and dig up your mama. Then he posted his mama headstone. That's something that I just cannot get jiggy with, bro. I ain't feeling that. And I don't know if T.I. talked to him about it or not. And which T.I. the type of person, he definitely will check King on this right here. I don't know if he did. It's not my place to say if he did or not. That's on them. But just this piece in particular, I can't get jiggy with it. I can deal with you taking up for your mama, but you know what I'm saying? Like I said earlier, two wrongs just don't make a right, bro.
Pay respect, nigga. Stop playing with my mama, nigga.
I can't get jiggy
like
with
that.
that.
Nigga, going like that. Nigga. How y'all been raised? I'm not raised like that. I don't go. I'm not going about my mama.
Marco, what's going on, my boy?
Nigga. So tell your dead ass mama dig her ass up and post a picture that look better than my mama, nigga. Fuck wrong with you, nigga. Tie y'all niggas know who the fuck I fuck with. Nigga. You better put that music up.
Appreciate it.
Cause all that other shit ain't gonna get it. On my mother. Your mama dead as fuck, nigga. Dig that bitch up. Not going. Not going. Now what the fuck you gonna do about that?
Doing good, bro. Over here on this YouTube stream, breaking down the 50 Cent and T.I.
Your mama ain't dead as fuck.
King, they gonna kill you. Better stop dissing them. Man, King says,
see, look,
F them ninjas, man.
Let me say this too. The same way 50 spoke on Tiny, and Tiny ain't just T.I. woman. That's your mama, King. That's your brothers, your sister. The same way he spoke on your mama and he got you heated, the way you speaking on his mama, it can anger somebody else, bro. And they can come they can come do something to you for real. Stuff like that do spill over into the streets, bro. You sitting up here and you running your mouth in that manner about somebody grandmama, because we ain't just talking about 50 Cent mama. We talking about somebody grandmama too. You know what I'm saying? We talking about somebody else loved ones. You get to run in your mouth and his mama to see, they can come do something to you, bro. That's real life street stuff right there. That stuff that will spill over into the streets. For real, for real. That's another reason why I say I can't get jiggy with the fact that he did that. Because you thought what 50 said about your mama got bad for him with your response. Imagine the damage that your response in reference to his mama can cause. Imagine what your response is doing to people on his side. You know what I'm saying? Yours was 100 times worse. Yours is 100 times worse. Think about it now.
Nothing die about their cousin them. So King obviously don't give a damn if I'm King. Hey man, you enter into a field with somebody who's gonna hold his grudge against you for the rest of your life, man. Well, 50 responded back to King dissing his dead mother with a meme.
What's up, man?
Obviously, we know how that scene plays out. 50 put his face on one character. He put, like King Harris' face on another character. They chase the person with a car. King Harris' character runs off. He sees 50 coming. 50 Cent captioned it, grown man-ish boy. Now, again, I'll be real, all right? If this is round one, King Harris clearly won round one. King Harris was more vicious, but it didn't stop here, right? Because King Harris is apparently still going. But before we get to, like, King Harris antics, T.I. dropped a diss track on 50 Cent. Now, in this diss track, I'll be real, I think T.I.'s flow is antiquated. I think T.I.'s still rapping like it's 09. But the content of the diss track is bad news for 50. Because they are unraveling and unearthing things that I feel like 50 Cent kind of want to bury and keep hidden in that era. The diss track is called The Right One, and honestly, I don't know why T.I. dropped the diss track. 50 Cent ain't rapping back with T.I. Bro, 50 Cent ain't rapping back with nobody, bro. Like, 50 Cent has given up rapping in general, okay? 50, I think, is going to try to get T.I. and King Harris another way, and it's not going to be rap. But essentially, the diss track is calling 50 Cent a rat, et cetera, et cetera. But if you scroll down, okay, if you scroll down, something he says specifically, I don't think 50 Cent wants to really unearth it, okay? Right here, T.I. says, you hate women. Guess that's why you can't keep one. You can't love them, because from your mama you receive none. Oh, no,
wow,
you'd rather set fires to houses with babies in them? I got paperwork from ninjas in prison. Your name is in them. Peter Parker journalism, he's saying, I guess I'm Venom. Now, I don't think 50 Cent care about being called a rat, right? They've been calling 50 a rat for years, passing paperwork around. But that, you set fire to houses with baby in them, that's the one I think 50 want to leave alone. Because a lot of people believe, after hearing the full story, that 50 got away with attempted murder of his baby mama and his own son and other people, and other kids in the house as well. Because while going...
He said, somebody in the YouTube chat said 1983 was when she was 50 years old. Oh, no. I'm sorry. You said, I said she was 50. I read that wrong. 50 was 8 years old when it happened. She was drugged. Then the suspect left her in the apartment, which he set on fire. That's why he grew up with his grandparent. That's okay, because I remember that bruh that played Majestic in the movie was the one that did what he did. I ain't gonna say it on camera because it's a little crazy, but I remember that movie, bro. Speaking of Get Rich or Die Trying, I literally just watched that movie last week too, bro. So 1983 was when this happened. Yeah, he was 8. The age of 8 when it happened. Okay. You see, whoever you is, you just taught me something new, and I appreciate that. Because I literally, as many times as I done watched that movie, I think I first seen that movie. How old was I when I first? I was young when I first seen Get Rich or Die Trying, but I done seen that movie so many times in my life and never ever thought to piece together that that's what, you know what I'm saying, happened. What's going on? Who up in the TikTok chat? What's going on? My bad. I'm sitting up here responding to the YouTube. TikTok, I'm on YouTube, and YouTube, I'm on TikTok, so I'm responding to both of y'all. So yeah. But nah, bro. Whoever you is, you just put me on game with that. I've been watching the movie just to watch. My bad. Nah, that's my fault right there.
Through like a house custody battle because 50 baby mama was living in a home with the kid. He went to court, the eviction process was long and lengthy, but she was allowed to stay in the house. He tried to file eviction. So he got sick and tired of dealing with it, right? So a lot of folks believe that 50 Cent set the house on fire.
We talking about, hey, to the person in my YouTube chat, is we talking about the same baby mama right now that was on the Diddy trial? Is that the same baby mama or is it a different one?
How the story goes kind of points to 50 Cent, to be honest, all right? Now, she even filed a police report. The police report even listed a motive that 50 may have done this. I did a whole video on this, by the way, all right, with the full details. But to save y'all time, I would just skip directly to the clip and play y'all exactly what the baby mama have to say in regards to 50 Cent setting their home on fire.
I get to the courthouse.
Oh, nah, this got to be
I
a
do my
different one.
deposition. I come
This
back
got to be a different
outside.
one
There was a
because
guy following
the
me,
one that was
trying to
on
intimidate me.
the one that was on the Diddy trial, I think they were saying her name was Daphne. I don't know. So she definitely got to be a different one. This can't be the same baby mama that was on the Diddy trial. This can't be the same baby mama, bro. This got to be a different one.
To the point where my lawyer was so worried that she would just please be careful. So he was trying to kick me out the house, and he couldn't get me out the house. And that's another thing where he says, like, oh, he went to.
He said his son mother he got to the wow. And see, this is a situation that I didn't even know about. And this happened years ago, by the sounds of it. I did not know this. Whoever you is in the YouTube chat, please subscribe to the channel. I'm going to need you in here for all the streams. Because I'm learning something new about 50, like, from the past. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't even know this. Just like you told me about the Get Rich or Die Trying, I didn't even know about that. I didn't even know about this either. How did I skip past that, bro? Or how did that get past me?
Eviction, but I took it to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court allowed me to stay, so he couldn't get me out the house at the time.
Did you know Roblox-linked child sex abuse claims are exploding and families may be owed millions? Parents.
And then his lawyer and I have in my deposition papers, which once I start doing my YouTube channel, I have to be able to side by side and bring up stuff. His lawyer actually asked me where was my evidence, and that was the first part of the house to burn down.
She also tells other stories about how on her way back and forth to court, you know,
Rick
somebody
Ross
linked to
song,
50 was
Mafia
following
Music,
her back
explain
and
what
forth to
happened.
court,
Bet.
and they was
I'm gonna
harassing her
listen
and
to that
stalking her.
song when I get off stream.
But fast
or
forward,
I'm gonna read the lyrics.
she says that she believes that 50 Cent was trying to kill them because when a person came, everybody was upstairs asleep, right? You know, the kids was in the house. This was a time of the night where, you know, everybody was home, right? This wasn't done where, you know, the kids weren't home or Marquise was at school. No, this was done when everybody was asleep or supposed to be asleep.
Who was on the house at the time when it got set on fire?
It was. That's another thing tried to create the narrative. It was me, my boyfriend. No man lived with me in that house. And I will repeat, no man lived with me in that house. No man, except for Marquise, and he wasn't a man at the time. He was a child.
Deep down, like, what do you think the motive was behind to really get rid of you or to scare you out of the house? Honestly speaking,
I think it was to kill us, because the time it wasn't like.
One question: wasn't 50 Cent son good at basketball or something like that too? On my
It
tripping?
happened when the kids
I
were in
could have
school.
sworn I
Maybe
used to
was
see a
there by
mixtape with
myself,
his
or
son hooping
it
all the
happened
time.
that I was just sleeping. No one's up. Just in that second, I came from Marquise's room to the top of the stairs. I went down maybe 3 steps, and the flames just shot up to the ceiling. It was just, we couldn't even make it downstairs.
so you're the first person that's seen the fire. What I'm getting
Yeah.
from this, right?
I heard the glass shatter. So my daughter said, she said she thought I broke something because all she heard was me cursing. But for some reason, I was so enraged. I was like, this motherfucker. I was like, this motherfucker sent somebody to burn the house down. So my daughter said she just heard glass and me cursing.
And the baby mama did an interview with a dude, I think with like 2,000 subscribers. Can you imagine if T.I. was able to get her to talk? Oh no, this is getting to be bad news for 50, bruh. Now they didn't just stop here. King then took over the reins from T.I., and King has been on social media all day exposing 50. King has been on 50 Cent's bumper. Now, I'm a hip-hop historian. I'm usually really tapped in. But King is reminding me of things that I forgot I even knew. Like, for example, he posted a video of 50 Cent apparently pleading guilty in court to beating up 3 women. Now, again, Yo, I'm like a historian, but I didn't know about this at all.
Curtis Jackson, 29-year-old who admitted to trampling and beating 3 women at a concert.
He attacked women. Women. We were just there to see a concert. We were not there to get beat up. We were not there to get hit.
Go. Now, listen, man, all right? Yo, if somebody make that 50 Cent documentary, bro, it's going to be crazy, man.
I feel like
that 50 Cent documentary.
I ain't even going to lie. I feel like at this point, somebody will try because he done did it with Diddy. I feel like somebody will try because he done did it with Diddy. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing to say in reference to that area, but a lot of people think that 50 doing that was the wrong thing to do. A lot of people, you know what I'm saying, that done been on these podcasts, they think that him doing that was the wrong thing to do. So if somebody did that, like put a 50 documentary together for real, I would not be surprised. Not at all, bro.
It's going to be wild. Yo, if somebody is
Real
diabolical enough to really paint the narratives, how the narratives are supposed to be painted, it's going to be crazy. Yo, King also went at 50 Cent and his son, okay? So King posted this picture of 50 and his son with the caption, "You think you raising a man, having him sit in your lap as a teenager? That's a hoe, sir." P.S. This is not AI. Now listen, man. I think the one thing that plagues black men is fathers showing lack of affection to sons, right? Like, people see like a video of like a father kissing a son, and it's like, oh my God. There's like a legit like a father-son content creator where they go viral all the time because the father like hugs and kisses the son. Like that's how rare it is in our community. But bringing the son into it, bro, King is ruthless, man. King is not stopping, bro. Now this to me.
I feel like this is where 50 met his match right here, because King ain't no better than 50. Y'all seen what he said about his mama. King is no better than 50. If anything, King just as worse as 50, to be honest. He's just as worse as 50. So, in the trolling area, and I don't even think we consider this trolling. This is like get back at this point, because you crossed the line when you said something about his mama, and it's like now he looking at it as, oh, it's not no barriers no more. King looking at it now like, hey, it's not no barriers no more. It ain't no limits no more. You done crossed the only limit that you know better. You knew better not to cross that line, but you crossed that line, so now it ain't no barriers no more. So that's why I feel like King mind is at. But please trust and believe when I say I feel like 50 has met his match with King Harris, because King Harris is just as bad. King Harris is just as bad when he goes to talking about people. And I stand on that. I think King Harris is just as bad.
There's some diabolical stuff that I didn't know, man. King reposted pictures
I didn't
of
even
50
know
Cent with multiple
King was
dildos
posting
in
this
it.
stuff. That's the crazy
I guess
thing.
this is when 50 Cent launched his line of D products. I think 50 Cent launched his own condoms, his own dildos, which was supposed to be like an imprint of himself to women to buy. But just the images of 50 Cent holding these things up is like, it's crazy, bro. It's nuts. It's weird. And King is winning this round for show, man. So King writes, Curtis, the Johnson juggler, this the magic stick you talk about? I just know this tough and buff-eyed ninja ain't out here in the general public gripping dick in real life. This what you got to do to sell out. Man.
Playing, y'all. He ain't playing.
All right. Keep posting, little ninja. You got the right one this time. Dear Miss Jackson, your son a freaky man. Wish you was here to whoop his eye. Oh, my God.
Oh,
this
wow.
and a dead mom
He
mixed
ain't playing,
with the
though.
dildo combo. That's some
He ain't
diabolical and vicious stuff, man. Yo, here's the thing. I think King hopping in his beef is a tad bit unfair because, King got nothing but time. King is a fearless little young dude who came up in the clout world. Yo, a lot of these old dudes, they be embarrassed beefing with 50 because they don't want their business out there. King is a dude that, like, relatively we don't really know much about. He don't really got too much dirt out here in the streets. So there's not much 50 Cent could really
I
post
was
about.
just finna say that's the only disadvantage to 50. 50 to live way longer than King. And 50 got more of a reputation with certain, situations that he done got himself in the past as a kid, as a young adult, and now at the age that you are now. King ain't lived that long yet. So while he may have a track record, his track record ain't as steep as 50's. So when it come to beefing and talking about people, King gonna have a whole list of stuff to pull from. King gonna have a whole list of things to pull from when it come to 50. Because 50 to live longer, he done did more, he done been in more stuff, and it's literally gonna get crazier, bro. That's just the beginning. We ain't even broke the tip of the iceberg yet.
But King has about what? About a 3 decade of information on 50 Cent that he could post.
Yeah,
It's crazy,
for sure,
right?
for sure.
But it didn't stop there. Okay? So King would also post this video right here of 50 Cent baby mama talking about the house burning down. And King will say, "You still threatening black women? All right, man, it's getting fun. Keep going." So, like the caption of the video says, "Why does nobody talk about this? 50 Cent burned his baby mama's house on fire in 2008. That's a question mark, by the way. 50, don't sue me.
Mr. Jackson business. You do think so?
Yes, I know so.
Why do you say that?
He threatened me on Monday.
He did.
He threatened me. Look, watch what I'll do. I'll have someone come kill you. He threatened me. He threatened me on Monday, and this is what he did.
How long were you two together?
We were together for 13 years. The relation just ended over a year ago. He cannot accept that I have moved on with my life. He felt like he want to strip me of everything. And I didn't allow it. I fought back, and this is what he's trying to do. He tried to kill me and his own child.
Why do you know that?
He threatened me. He told me he would. He told me he would have someone come do something to me. He told
That's
me he
crazy,
would say, watch what I do.
bro.
I have someone come kill you, and that's what he did. That's what he did.
That's
I know he did. It's not a
crazy.
doubt in my mind on my son's life. I know he did.
What happened?
I know he
Did you
did.
hear anything? Did you see anything?
Someone threw something through the window, and the house just ignited. Couldn't even make it downstairs. We had to jump out the window.
Do you think he
She
hired
said
someone
somebody
to
threw
yes,
something through the
Of course, I know
window.
he's too much of a coward to do anything himself.
Where is-
Out the window.
Do you think he
Someone threw something through the window, and the house just ignited. Couldn't even make
More than likely, if somebody threw something through the window, I'm going to tell y'all what that could be. They took a bottle, put some gas or some type of flammable fluid in it, stuffed the sock in it, or stuffed some type of cloth in it. You light the end of that cloth, and then you throw that mug in there. Once the glass busts and that fire catch on that flammable substance, it whoosh. That's probably what they threw up in there. It's probably what they threw up in there. Probably had the doggone bottle, the glass bottle with the little gas or the little lighter fluid, whatever they might have used. Stuff that sock or that cloth down in there, light that joint, let it start burning a little bit, and then you toss it, whoosh, and that mug just burst into flames.
it downstairs. We had to jump out the window.
Do you think he hired someone to do
Yes,
it?
of course. I know he's too much of a coward to do anything himself.
Where is
You're
it?
blaming 50 Cent for this?
Yes, 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 yes.
You say you had someone throw a cocktail like GTA. Was that not what is? Wait, hold on. Ain't that's what it's called when you put the little put the gas down there in the bottle? You stuff the cloth in there, you light it on fire, and you throw it. Ain't that's what it is? The cocktail the little thing. I thought that's what it was called, or I must be tripping. The more than likely, if somebody threw, she said somebody threw something through the window. So if somebody threw something through the window, that's the only thing it had to be. Hold on, let me look this junk up. Hold on, let me. Yeah, I knew that's what it was. Well, they got that bottle with the flammable substance up in there. I don't know if it's gas. I don't know if it's liquor or whatever. Whatever is the flammable substance, that's what they got. Yeah, I kind of figured that's what it was. I figured that's what it was. You got the bottle. You put the little flammable stuff down up in there. Or you already have some up in there. You put the cloth in there, you light it on fire, and you throw it. I figured that's what it was. That's the only thing that it could have been. She said somebody threw something. That's the only thing it could have been.
Statement. If you care about
Oh, cuz, what up with you?
contact his child. He calls my grandmother when he's upset and he wants to talk about me. He calls my uncle. He calls my aunt. He's not made one attempt to come find out if his son is okay. So that sound like a concerned father? A concerned father don't sign over their rights. A concerned father do not sign over legal, physical. He has no rights over Marquise. None. He signed away custody. He tries to make it like he's a doting, beautiful father. He's not. He's not. He is a deadbeat because it's not about
Ain't this the one that who?
In the middle of the night?
Yes, I did.
Talk about the custody of the house. He didn't want you to have that.
Hold
It
on.
was in Supreme Court. I did my deposition yesterday.
And
yesterday.
he trashed
yesterday.
the attorney's
Yeah,
office?
no, he trashed it on Monday, but I did my deposition yesterday, and they saw the evidence that I had. We had an express oral agreement, and I have proof that he said that, and this is what happened. He knew I was going to get that house.
His kids in danger, so
He doesn't care. Anyone who tries to take a roof over their child's head, do they care about putting them in danger? When you know you drive around a bulletproof van all day, every night, wouldn't you want your son to be somewhere safe?
You think he
Would
would try to
anyone
kill his
ever
own
think about-
kid?
Yes, I think he would. He's obsessed. If he can't have me, he'd be like, no one can. He's
Bruh,
obsessed.
hold on, y'all. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Is this not his son right here,
Imagine
Luka?
being able to build an app with your
I
name
used to
on
watch
it
this
just
mixtape when
by
I was
thinking about
young
it.
all the time,
Meet
bro.
Base 44.
Marquise Jackson. I used to watch this mixtape when I was younger. Bro was a decent hooper. Marquise Jackson. Bro was a decent hooper. I used to watch his mixtape when I was younger all the freaking time, bro. That's why when they started talking about his son, I'm like, hey, ain't that the one that can hoop? I used to watch his son mixtape when I played basketball in middle school, bro. How long? This junk been up for 11 years, bro. I used to watch this mixtape faithfully when I was little, bro. When I was like 6th, 7th, 8th grade, I stayed watching that mixtape.
Fighting over the house for
Yes, we were in court. We're in litigation.
Appreciate the
We're
likes.
fighting over
Appreciate the
house.
likes, cuz.
What did he tell you?
He said that he was going to have someone come kill me and watch what he does, and this is what he did.
So he threatened you?
Yes, and he has made no contact to even see how.
He
his
said he
son
don't
is
get
doing.
along
No
with his son.
contact.
I'm sure I would imagine if he tried to set his son on, then shoot, I wouldn't get along with him
In the
either.
comments saying we must remind T.I. that King Harris won this beef for him, man. Because it's kind of unfair, and you kind of see it from 50's perspective as well. King Harris is a kid. 50 can't go back and forth with King Harris. 50 wants T.I. So King Harris can kind of say whatever, but 50 can't really respond like 50.
But see, this my thing right here. This my thing right here. If 50 really wanted to keep it between him and T.I., I feel like he would have never ever took that shot at Tiny that he took. He would have never took that shot at Tiny if he wanted to keep it between him and T.I. T.I., dog. See, look, hold on, let me take my glasses off. Them was kind of hurting my ear on the back. But T.I. only problem or his only issue is we agreed to do a versus. We agreed to do a versus. We talked about this some time ago. When it come time for us to do the verses, You act weird, you bag out on me, you act like we ain't never ever talk about doing the verses. You leave me hanging. You ain't say yes or no. And out of all honesty, I feel like T.I. would have respected it more if 50 had just came back and told him, hey, bro, I don't think I want to do that. I would respect it more if you just straight up tell me, hey, I don't think I want to do it. 50 got some good music. T.I. got some good music. It would have been a good versus. It would have been good for the culture. The same way we just had the No Limit and the Cash Money versus, the T.I. and the 50 Cent versus would have been a good one too. If you ask me, it probably would have been a little bit bigger than what No Limit and Cash Money was. Because No Limit didn't even have all they people. I think Young Bleed passed away. C Murder is locked up. Mystical locked up. You know what I'm saying? C Murder just tried to get out again. They denied his motion to get free. They didn't even have all they people on No Limit. So just with that alone, I feel like it would have been a better versus. Because it's T.I. and it's 50. And that's not the down talk No Limit and Cash Money, because I love No Limit and Cash Money. Master P, what's the other brother name? I know it's Master P, C Murder, Silk the Shocker. Silk the Shocker, man, I got all they stuff on the doggone playlist. Birdman, I got Birdman stuff, Juvenile stuff, Manny Fred, I got all they stuff, man. But just to keep it on what we talking about, T.I. and 50 Cent, that would have been a good versus. To be honest, I kind of wish that they just would have went on ahead and everything would have went the way it went, and they agreed to do it. I still hope that they could set their differences aside at some point and still do the verses, because it'll be a good verses. You know, they both got good catalogs. But I feel T.I. when he say, "Hey, you ain't say nothing. You just act like you ain't know what was going on." That'll throw anybody off if you just sitting up there and you want to act clueless to the fact after we done talked about it.
Back and forth because he'll look crazy as well. But y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, man? Because I'll be real, man, 50, like, you gave Lil Meech a lot of smoke. You not giving King the same smoke, man. All right? Man, King single-handedly is winning this.
Hold on, what he said?
King the same smoke, man, 50. But y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, man? Because I'll be real, man, 50, like, you gave Lil Meech a lot of smoke.
Dude, that's because the only reason 50 could do Lil Meech the way he did was because Lil Meech's career was in 50 hands. Lil Meech's career was in 50 hands with BMF, with the show. 50 put money in them people's pocket, bro. He ain't just putting money in Lil Meech's pocket. Big Meech had to get some bread off of it because it's about his life. Southwest T, Terry, whatever you want to call him, he had to get some bread off of it too. Somebody said, "Hey, Pastor, what's going on?" But nah, I mean, shoot, he would put money in. Man, he did a whole documentary on what Black Mafia family is from start to finish with Lil Meech playing his pops. Lil Meech's career was in 50 hands at that point. That's what a majority, he said, sent Lil Meech to acting school too. Exactly. Lil Meech's career was in 50 hands. If I got the power to elevate you or take you off the map, like, and you sitting up here playing with me, what you think I'm gonna do? Or I ain't even gonna say me because I don't want that power, but what you think 50 gonna do? If he got the power to say yay or nay with Lil Meech's career, what you expect? What you expect? They had that little misunderstanding when Big Meech got out and went to I think he went to the halfway house. I think Big Meech went to the halfway house. But, well, he said Lil Meech had to be loyal because he stood in Big Meech's place. Exactly. Look, that was where the bread was coming from. That was where the bread was coming from, bro. You know what I'm saying? That was where the bread was coming from anyway. I don't. You know what I'm saying, bro? And yeah, that's that. Poetic Flaco talking about some. Oh, you ain't giving King the same smoke that you gave Lil Meech. That's because he can turn Lil Meech off just like that. He said 50 was his father figure. Can't bite the hand that feet. Exactly. Exactly. Exactly my point. That's exactly what I'm trying to get at right there. 50 was putting money in them people's pocket, man. He would put money in them people's pocket. He said 50 was trolling him. T.I. is cool with Diddy and 50 this T.I. on the U soul. Oh, T.I. on T.I. Yeah. Yeah. For sure. For sure.
Handily
Hey,
is
bro.
winning this beef on behalf of
I
T.I.
personally
Y'all let
think
me know in the comment section what do you guys think about this.
T.I. and 50
And
beef
if you're
would have
still
been
watching this
good for
video
the
and you want to
community,
watch
bro.
another good video,
That's
then
just what
click
I
on
personally
this video right
think.
here somewhere on my screen to find out why today is the worst day of Big U's life. I'm gonna see you guys in this video somewhere on my screen, okay? I'm out of here, folks. Peace. But before you leave, click on the hype video somewhere below this and send me a hype to this video. Hypes are how you push, like the videos
Got
for
any
small
more
creators into the
new
algorithm. So if you support
breakdowns
me, please send
of
me a hype. You get 3 hypes a
50 and
week. I really
T.I.
appreciate
beef
it. Out of here,
while we
folks.
on this
Peace.
stream? Do we have any new breakdowns besides Poetic Flaco? Let's go in and see. I've seen that already. What's the name of the T.I. diss song? I ain't even know T.I. made a diss song. It said T.I. diss. Hold on, let me go look at them lyrics. T.I. diss song to 50 Cent. What the heck is the diss? T.I. a fiery new song. War. Uh Okay. So the name of the song is War. T.I. War lyrics. Man, come on, bro. All right, bet. You said you didn't have to. You said you didn't have to love for me while I was just a motherless child. And it just Well, the part at where he was saying something. That's all the lyrics. Wait, hold on. So what a junk at that Poetic Flaco was talking about? He had a whole verse up in there where T.I. was talking about his mama or something. Hold on. Wait, Chad, hold on. Let me go back on that. Hold on. Let me go back on that because where did he get that breakdown from? Hold on. Where did he get that breakdown from?
And a whole lot worse since our last update. It has taken a turn from ninjas in prison. I don't think 50 Cent wants to really unearth it, okay? Right here, T.I. says, you hate women. Guess that's why you can't keep one. You can't love them because from your mama you receive none. Oh, no.
Okay, so right here he said you hate women. Guess that's why you can't keep one. You can't love them because from your mama you receive none. Wow. Oh no, You rather set fires to houses with babies in them. I got paperwork from ninjas in prison. Your name is in them. Peter Parker, journalism. He's saying, I guess I'm Venom. Wow. 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 Just the doggone part where he said, you can't love them because from your mama, you receive none. Hey, bro, if I'm 50, I'll be doggone heated at that particular bar by itself. Bruh said, you can't love them because from your mama, you receive none. That's woo, boy. Smoke will be coming out my ears, boy. I ain't even gonna lie to you. He touching on everything though. He said, having a moment, hate to let this ninja inch in my life, but I'll give his behind, I ain't gonna say the actual A word, a case to solve about him mentioning my wife. Oh, okay. Doggone T.I. with the bars. But all in all, man, to kind of sum up what I think about this beef so far, King Harris. I didn't even know he was going that ham on social media, exposing a lot of 50s past situations like that. I didn't even know that King was doing that. It hasn't came across my feed not one time, so all of this is new information to me. But I do think 50 met his match with King because King is just a young 50 in what we call the trolling area of the internet. So from here on out, 50 has yet to respond. King been saying everything he feels like he need to say. T.I. came out with the diss song. So hey, we gonna see what 50 come back with. You know what I'm saying? But I think we gonna end it off YouTube right here for tonight. We broke this beef down. I think we did a pretty efficient job breaking it down for the night. And that's pretty much all that we got as of right now as far as what's going on. If anything else hit the internet, y'all best believe I'm going to be back on here with it. And we going to have to talk about it. Because it ain't going to do nothing but get juicy. You know what I'm saying? 50 Cent, he done stuck his neck out there now. So I can't see him just not responding back to everything King been saying and everything T.I. been saying. I can't see him just leaving it, you know what I'm saying, unresponded to, as I like to see it. But listen, YouTube, I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the post notification bell. We gonna be back tomorrow with a whole nother stream. So make sure, like I said, turn on the post notification bell, set it to all so y'all know when your boy going live, because we own it with the lives now. I'm gonna need y'all in here when we do them. But listen, man, we about this thing.